Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we kind of blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
Casual and insightful. I like that combination.
Yeah, so today we're diving into a world that's being increasingly dominated by AI.
Oh.
It seems like everywhere you look, AI is popping up, from launching rockets.
Not always gracefully.
Yeah, not always gracefully, to flipping burgers.
Yeah.
And it's even landing on the moon, though maybe not always sticking the landing.
It really does feel like AI is infiltrating every aspect of our lives.
Yeah, it's exciting, for sure.
For sure.
But also a little bit unnerving, wouldn't you say?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of like that feeling when your phone starts suggesting things before you even think of them.
Yeah.
Helpful, but also a little creepy.
Yeah, a little creepy for sure.
Speaking of helpful and potentially creepy, let's talk about SpaceX and their ambitious Starship program. They attempted another launch recently, and, well, let's just say it wasn't exactly a smooth ride.
No, not exactly a smooth ride. The Starship took a bit of an unplanned detour, you could say, spiraling out of control before ultimately failing to reach orbit.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually the second launch in a row that hasn't gone as planned.
Really?
And to add to the drama, the FAA had to temporarily halt flights into Florida airports
Oh, no.
due to concerns about falling space debris.
Space debris raining down from the sky, that's not something you see every day.
No, not at all.
It definitely makes you wonder about the potential risks as private companies like SpaceX become more involved in space exploration.
For sure, for sure.
But hey, at least the booster landed successfully for the third time.
That is true. The booster landing is a significant achievement.
Yeah.
It shows that SpaceX is making progress, even if it comes with a few bumps along the way.
It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing.
Yeah, and speaking of bumpy landings, we can't forget about Intuitive Machines' Athena lander.
Oh, yeah. How did that go?
Well, it successfully touched down on the moon,
Okay.
but then it seems like it might have tipped over. And this is actually the second lunar lander that seems to have had this issue.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like those robots you see trying to navigate obstacle courses.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they nail it, and sometimes they just end up face down on the floor.
I've seen those videos. Hilarious.
Yeah. But on a more serious note, though, it does raise questions about the challenges of operating in such a harsh and unforgiving environment like the moon.
Absolutely. Space exploration is inherently risky.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And these setbacks, while frustrating, are also valuable learning opportunities.
Right.
They push the boundaries of our technological capabilities, and they force us to innovate and find solutions to complex problems.
Yeah, it's like a giant science experiment, except the stakes are a little higher when you're dealing with rockets and moon landings.
The stakes are definitely higher.
But hey, at least some countries are becoming less reliant on companies like SpaceX France, for example. Successfully launched their own reconnaissance satellite recently.
That's a great point. France's successful launch is a reminder that the space race is heating up. And it's not just about scientific exploration anymore.
What else is it about?
It's also about national security,
Right.
economic interests, and technological dominance.
Wow.
We're essentially witnessing the rise of what some are calling Space Race 2.0.
Space Race 2.0.
And it's going to be very interesting to see how it unfolds.
I wonder who's going to win.
Only time will tell.
It's like all the countries are vying for the best seat in the cosmic theater, and no one wants to be stuck in the back row.
The best seats are definitely up for grabs.
But while the competition is heating up in space back here on Earth, AI is stirring up its own share of controversy, especially when it comes to the future of work.
It sure is.
Like how?
Well, take Scale AI, for instance. They're a major player in the AI field, but they're currently under investigation for potential labor violations
Oh,
related to their use of gig workers
interesting.
for tasks like data labeling.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, AI is often touted as a way to improve working conditions and create new opportunities.
Yeah.
But in this case, it seems to be raising concerns about worker exploitation.
Yeah, it's a complex issue.
It makes you wonder, as AI becomes more sophisticated, what happens to the human workforce behind it.
That's a question that we need to grapple with as a society.
Right.
As we increasingly rely on AI to automate tasks and make decisions, we need to ensure that we're not leaving human workers behind.
Yeah, no one wants to get left behind.
It's about finding the right balance between technological advancement and human well-being.
Finding that balance is key, and it's a conversation we're going to be having a lot more in the future, I think.
We are.
But while some companies might be under scrutiny for their labor practices, others are embracing AI in ways that, at least on the surface, seem pretty positive.
Oh, yeah, like who?
Take McDonald's, for example. They're going all in on AI.
McDonald's.
Yeah, with internet-connected kitchens,
Wow.
AI-powered drive-thrus, and
Yeah.
even AI to help managers run things more smoothly.
It's fascinating to see how a company like McDonald's is leveraging AI to optimize its operations. Their stated goals are to decrease machine downtime, increase order accuracy, and streamline the overall customer experience.
So it's like they're trying to create the ultimate fast food machine, powered by AI.
Right.
But it does make you wonder, how these changes will ultimately affect the McDonald's workforce.
Hmm.
Will AI truly augment their jobs, or will it eventually lead to displacement?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's not just McDonald's workers who are grappling with this uncertainty. Junior bankers on Wall Street are voicing similar concerns.
Oh, really? What do you say?
Well, they're worried that the increasing use of AI to automate the more tedious tasks is actually hindering their professional development.
So it's like AI is taking away the grunt work,
Yeah,
but also potentially the valuable learning experiences that come with it.
exactly.
It's a trade-off that we need to carefully consider as we integrate AI into more and more industries. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the minds behind all this AI magic. There's a bit of a philosophical debate brewing in the tech world about whether current AI is truly intelligent or just a sophisticated mimic.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
You're talking about those yes men on servers that the Hugging Face co-founder was warning us about, right?
That's right. He argues that current AI is primarily focused on regurgitating existing information and lacks the capacity for true creativity and original thought.
So it's more like a really good parrot than a true genius.
Well, that's a bit of an oversimplification, but I think the point he's making is that we need to be realistic about the limitations of current AI.
Right, so we shouldn't expect it to be writing symphonies or solving the mysteries of the universe anytime soon.
Maybe not anytime soon, but who knows what the future holds.
True technology is always advancing at an incredible pace.
It is, and while some are debating the intellectual prowess of AI, others are focused on making it more accessible and user-friendly, and that's where the AI wrappers come in.
AI wrappers. That sounds kind of interesting. What are those?
Essentially, AI wrappers are user-friendly applications built on top of existing AI models like ChatGPT and Claude.
Okay.
They're designed to make AI more accessible and applicable to specific tasks and industries.
So instead of needing to understand like the complex inner workings of AI,
Right.
users can simply interact with these wrappers to accomplish a wide range of tasks.
Exactly. It's like having a personal AI assistant at your fingertips.
That makes sense. So it's like the difference between trying to build a website from scratch and using a website builder,
Yeah.
the builder, makes it so much easier and faster to get the job done.
Precisely.
But I imagine there are some downsides to this approach as well.
Of course, there are always trade-offs. One concern is that the big AI model developers like Google and OpenAI might eventually build their own versions of these apps.
And cut out the competition.
Exactly. It's a classic David and Goliath scenario with the smaller AI wrapper companies trying to outmaneuver the tech giants.
A familiar story in the tech world,
Uh-huh.
but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
It will.
Speaking of giants, let's talk about Google. Not only are they in the thick of the AI race, but co-founder Larry Page is back in the game with a new startup called Dynatomics.
Oh, wow. I hadn't heard about that. What's he up to?
Well, Dynatomics is aiming to use AI to design and manufacture better products.
That's ambitious.
It is, but it's not surprising given Page's track record with groundbreaking projects like self-driving cars. He seems to have a knack for spotting those next big things.
He does seem to have a good sense of where technology is heading.
It's almost like he can see the future of technology unfolding before anyone else.
Maybe he has a crystal ball we don't know about.
But Dynatomics isn't Google's only foray into the world of AI. They're also testing a new AI feature for Google Calendar that sounds suspiciously like an AI wrapper.
Really? What is it?
It seems like they're developing their own AI-powered scheduling assistant
Cool.
that can check your schedule, create events, and find event details, all through simple prompts.
That sounds pretty convenient.
It does. And it's a smart move strategically, given Google's vast user base and their access to massive amounts of data.
For sure, it's like they're leveraging their existing strengths to gain an even greater foothold in the AI landscape.
Yeah, it's a reminder that these tech giants are constantly innovating and evolving, and they're not afraid to compete with each other, even if it means stepping on each other's toes.
That's the nature of the tech industry, isn't it? It's fast-paced, competitive, and constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's a wild ride, for sure. But as we become increasingly reliant on AI for everything from scheduling our appointments to designing our products, It's important to remember that every rose has its thorns.
That's a great point. AI isn't a silver bullet, and it's crucial to acknowledge the potential downsides as well.
Right. We've already talked about the concerns about AI and the future of work, but there are other ethical and societal implications that we need to consider as well.
Absolutely. Like what?
Well, for instance, we've seen how AI can be used to spread misinformation and manipulate public opinion.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
And we've also seen how it can be used to create deepfakes that blur the lines between reality and fiction.
That's a bit scary, actually.
These are serious issues that require careful consideration and proactive solutions.
We definitely need to be thinking about these things.
It's like we're giving a powerful tool to both angels and devils, and it's up to us to ensure that the angels prevail.
I like that analogy. It's a good reminder that technology can be used for good or for evil.
And that we have a responsibility to use it wisely.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is like we're giving this incredibly powerful tool to like both the good guys and the bad guys.
Exactly.
And it's really up to us to make sure that the good guys, win in the end.
We have to be responsible with this technology.
Right. We also need to be mindful of the potential impact of AI on our, mental health and well-being.
Oh, for sure.
There's a growing concern that people are becoming too reliant on AI chatbots and companions for social connection.
Yeah.
And this could have, negative consequences for our ability to form meaningful relationships with other humans.
That's a legitimate concern as AI becomes more sophisticated and capable of simulating human interaction.
It's getting really good.
It's crucial to remember that it's not a replacement for genuine human connection.
Right. We need to be mindful of our own well-being.
Yeah.
And make sure that we're cultivating, healthy relationships, both online and offline.
It's all about balance.
Yeah. It's a reminder that technology, while powerful, should ultimately serve to enhance our lives, not replace the essential aspects of human experience.
Well said. And as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI, I'd like to leave you with a thought to ponder.
Okay, I like these.
With AI becoming so integrated into our lives, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day developments and lose sight of the bigger picture. But it's important to step back every now and then and ask ourselves, what are the long-term implications of this technology? How will it shape our society, our values, our very understanding of what it means to be human?
It's a lot to think about. It's almost like AI is a mirror, reflecting back at us our own hopes and fears about the future.
I like that.
On the one hand, we see the potential for AI to solve some of the world's most pressing problems, to cure diseases, combat climate change, and create a more just and equitable society.
Those are some pretty lofty goals.
They are. And on the other hand, we worry about the potential for AI to be misused to create autonomous weapons, to erode privacy, to exacerbate inequality, and to ultimately dehumanize us.
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
It's like we're standing on the precipice of a new era filled with both promise and peril, and the choices we make now will determine the course of that future.
That's why it's so important to have these conversations, to engage in critical thinking about AI and its implications, and to ensure that we're developing and using this technology responsibly.
Right. We need to be aware of the potential risks, but we also need to embrace the possibilities.
Yeah, find that middle ground.
It's about finding that sweet spot where we can leverage AI's power for good while mitigating the potential harms.
It's a delicate balance, but one that we need to strive for.
And it's not just up to the tech experts and policymakers to figure this out. It's a conversation that needs to involve everyone because AI is going to impact all of our lives in one way or another.
It's a societal issue, not just a technological one.
So what can we do as individuals to ensure that AI is used ethically and for the benefit of humanity? I mean, it can feel pretty overwhelming sometimes, like we're just tiny cogs in a giant machine.
I understand that feeling, but I believe that even small actions can make a difference. For example, we can educate ourselves about AI, stay informed about the latest developments, and engage in thoughtful discussions about the ethical implications.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
We can also support organizations that are working to promote responsible AI development and use, and we can hold our elected officials accountable for creating policies that protect our interests and values.
Yeah, we can vote with our wallets and our votes.
And perhaps most importantly, we can be mindful of our own interactions with AI. The choices we make, the data we share, and the ways in which we allow AI to influence our lives.
It's a reminder that we're not just passive consumers of technology. We have the power to shape its development and use.
We do have a voice, and we need to use it.
That's a powerful message, and I hope our listeners will take it to heart as we conclude this deep dive into the world of AI. I want to leave you with this thought. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's up to us to create the future we want to see.
that's an inspiring way to end this discussion.
Thanks for joining us today on Byte-Sized Tech for this fascinating deep dive into the world of AI. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more bite-sized insights into the latest tech trends.
And until next time, stay curious.
Catch you later.